All right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, and today's reading is a love reading. I just had a feeling that you guys had someone on your mind, so I wanted to take a look at their energy and kind of see what's going on. But before I dive in deeper to the energies here, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I love doing personal readings, love connecting with you guys. You can go to my website, AJ's Tarot, which is in the description box below. And if this reading resonates with you, please take a moment to like and subscribe. So, Sagittarius, your overall energy for today is the Empress, but I see this being someone that you're focused on. Now, these energies could be reversed, so reverse these energies as they apply. But the Empress looks to be someone who's really important to you, someone who's very central to your life in some way. This doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but for many of you, it will be. For others of you, this could just be a woman or a feminine energy who's really important to you. And I see that you're really stressing here. We have the Two of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Moon. So when you think about this person, there's something really stressful that comes up, and it comes up because you're like, I don't know how they're feeling or what they're really thinking. And so that's what we're gonna kind of look at here today is what is this person thinking? How are they feeling? And your oracle cards for today are change, slowing down, and consciousness. So there could be a part of your mind that is going like a million miles a minute. And Spirit's advice is to make the change of slowing down your thoughts with slowing down in consciousness. Allow yourself to kind of dwell in the present moment without being too caught up in what's going to happen next, what do they think of me, and kind of those racing thoughts, because I see you kind of getting lost in those thoughts. And so Spirit's asking you to make the change to slow down. Let's see more specifically what could be stressing you out. We have the Three of Wands, the Chariot, the Queen of Swords. There's a question of what's going to happen with this person, and specifically, is there going to be communication? You could be wondering, are they going to talk to me soon? You could be at some type of impasse where you're not in communication, or there's just something that's not really being said, and I see you really stressed out about that conversation. Are we going to talk? What's the content of that going to look like? And then what's going to happen? And in the absence of that communication, I see you maybe starting to think about some like what if scenarios with this Three of Pentacles here in your energy. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Four of Wands. So I'm seeing that you're really wanting to be more connected to this person. You're kind of waiting to see, like, is this going to work out? Are we going to become a thing? For those of you who are already kind of with this person, there's a question of, are we going to take it to the next level? And are we going to kind of have a relationship? And I see you really invested in kind of moving things forward and almost like waiting on the edge of your seat to be like, are we going to get together? Sort of what's going to happen. Let's take a look at the Page of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups. I see you trying not to get too ahead of yourself. You're like, I don't want to make any assumptions here. I don't want to assume that this person wants to be with me or that we're necessarily going to have something. I'm just kind of dipping my toe in the water and seeing what could happen. It's funny because this other person comes up as the Queen of Cups, and you come up as potentially the King of Cups, potentially sort of the masculine energy in this dynamic. Not necessarily that you're male, just that there's always masculine and feminine energies here. And that really just means that you would be the one kind of pursuing in this situation, and you're kind of saying, well, I can't pursue this because I don't want to make any assumptions. And we have the Devil and the Sun at the bottom of the deck that I just pulled out. And so it's almost like you want this so bad that you're scared of what could kind of happen here. You don't want to make the wrong move. Let's take a look at this other person's energy. They're looking really promising. The Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands. So they're also thinking about partnership. I do see communication coming in from this person with the Eight of Wands, and they look to feel really positive towards you with the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. They definitely have a deep appreciation for you, which is a good sign. Let's take a look at the Queen of Cups. For others of you, if the roles are reversed, there could be someone out there who's stressing about approaching you or waiting on a relationship with you, and you might not even know that. But let's see, for those of you who are connecting, and this is your person that I'm picking up on, let's take a look at the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Swords. So this person is kind of waiting for someone to approach them. They're like, I'm doing good by myself. This could be someone who is pretty good financially. They have a good job. They're pretty emotionally, mentally, and materially stable. So not someone who's like a bum or doesn't have their shit together. This is someone who's pretty mature in all aspects of life, and they're kind of just waiting for someone to come towards them. I think it's you. And yeah, they're like, I'm here, I'm ready whenever you're ready, which is kind of funny. They come through as sort of a lighthearted, positive energy, so you might be stressing out kind of for nothing here, because this looks like someone who's pretty warm, who would be pretty open. Let's take a look at the Two of Cups, the Star, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Cups. This is interesting. They don't realize how much you want to be with them. And so they kind of aren't even entertaining this, because they don't realize that you want them as much as you do. And so they're kind of like, whatever, like, I don't really need to chase after this person, or, you know, I'm not going to overexert myself. If they want to be with me, cool. If they don't, cool. And they just don't really see your sort of desire, the Star card. What's going to happen here? Let's take a look at the Eight of Wands, the Chariot, the Six of Wands, the Page of Cups. I'm seeing that if someone would just put themselves out there, it would all go great. Like, you would be met with a lot of success. This person would reciprocate. You know, if they would put themselves out there, you would reciprocate. But it's a matter of that Page of Cups, which is just sort of a little bit of vulnerability, a little bit of emotional openness, and kind of taking a little bit of an emotional risk. I see that that risk could really pay off. But it really depends upon someone putting themselves out there, and it really could be either one of you that ends up doing it, but I see both of you kind of waiting on the other, which is kind of funny. So a change is kind of needed here. With the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck, again, that's the energy of kind of centering your mind and not worrying so much, not rushing so much. And once that kind of happens, then this will be able to proceed really smoothly. But it just seems like these two people kind of need to communicate a little bit more about what they want and how they feel about each other. It's kind of cute. It kind of has like a crush energy. But for some of you, if you're already connected to this person, this could just be about a desire to take something to the next level and just really needing to express that. For the Queen of Wands, so this is the energy between the two of you. We have the Queen of Wands, the World card, and the Six of Pentacles. So the energy is there for the two of you to kind of dive in deeper to this. It's just a matter of that kind of happening. And so for the Queen of Wands, we get the Three of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. I see that both of you want to come together, kind of share your feelings and express and just be there with each other. But that Knight of Pentacles is like this very slow moving energy. And it comes from a place of both people kind of being at a standstill. Even though the energy is kind of there, it takes two to tango, and it's going to take both of you to kind of step up in your own way. Let's take a look at the World card. The Queen of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Wands. Eventually, someone's just going to go for it. I can't really tell if it's you or this other person. It really could be either of you. I'm kind of getting the sense that this is you, and it's going to take you going from that Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands, so sort of increasing your energy and just going for it. The Knight of Wands is that energy of not thinking about it, not overthinking, not getting stuck in your head, not going through what ifs. It's just ripping off the band-aid and just doing it. And right now you're in the Page of Wands, so you're not quite there when it comes to fully expressing your feelings. But I see once you kind of center yourself, get in touch with how you're feeling, and stop worrying, you're going to be able to express how you're feeling and approach this person. Let's take a look at the Six of Pentacles. Then I see it going much better than you really think it's going to go. It's just, again, a matter of expressing. But then I see as soon as you do express, this other person reciprocates in turn as well. For the Six of Pentacles, we get the Nine of Swords, the Devil, the Two of Cups. So you are really, 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 really stressed here. I'm definitely seeing this more as your energy than this other person's. What is it that's really blocking you from reaching out and making yourself vulnerable? It's almost like you have this fear. I see you kind of thinking about the worst case scenario again. You constantly are thinking like, well, what if this goes badly? What if I get rejected? It's almost like terrifying for you to think about being vulnerable. But I think you're going to be surprised by how well this turns out. It's just going to be about you balancing within yourself. So don't just jump off the platform and do this without thinking about it. Take your time, center yourself, slow down and just collect your energy, and do it when you're ready. But also just know that I think that putting yourself out there could go really, really well if you can kind of find the bravery to get past this blockage here to expressing yourself. So let's get 3 cards of advice from Spirit. We have the Six of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. There's something that happened in your past connected to relationships, putting yourself out there. You might have gotten burned in the past before. You might have put yourself out there and gotten hurt. And there's something there that needs to be healed. And this situation is kind of challenging you to heal that hardship that you had around vulnerability. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this helps. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you next time.